Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me, which is not something I've ever done before, so I'm going out of my comfort zone just a little bit. I do currently have a 4-month-old who I'm trying to entertain at the same time as kind of getting ready, so we're going to see how this goes. We'll see what she lets us do. So you might hear a bit of Peppa Pig in the background, and you might hear some lovely cooing going on, so we'll just see how this goes. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm not gonna link any products or anything because my beauty makeup knowledge is really not up there, and everything that I'm using I've used since I was about 19 years old. But if there's a demand for it, I will I will find the products for you and link them if there is a demand. But let's get into it. I've done my skincare, so I'm just gonna apply everything on top of my prepped face. Okay, so my all-time favourite primer for face is the NYX Honey Dew Me Up. But as you can see, I'm literally down to the last dregs of it, so I'm gonna try and get out what I can. But yeah, this is like literally my favourite primer ever, just because of my skin texture. So like my skin used to be really oily back in the day as a greasy teenager, so I used to just go for like matte and powder everything, and over the years my skin, I'd say, is a pretty normal texture, maybe even a little bit dry in places, and I've kind of moved away from like using so much powder. So next I'll go in with my foundation. So my foundation, I actually use Primark foundation. It's £5 for 38 mils. I've been using this for years back on years now. So back in the day I used to wear either MAC Studio Fix or Estee Lauder Double Wear, and this is a dupe for Double Wear. It's really good, and I think you also get like a few extra mil in there as well. I think you get like I can't remember how much Double Wear has in it. Is it like between like 30 and 35 mils? Well, this is 38, so it's really good. This is in the colour Cashew, just because I've got some remnants of fake tan still on, but not quite, so just to make everything match up. So today I am going to, or this morning should I say, I'm going to a mum brunch. I feel a little bit all out of sorts this morning because it's really early. It starts at 10 o'clock. It's only for a couple of hours. It is literally a brunch. But I feel a bit all out of sorts just because I think it's now like 8:15 and I need to leave here at 9:30, just because I'm going to walk there with the pushchair. So I need to leave here at 9:30 to be there for 10. But essentially it doesn't really fit in with Carson and mine's routine, but when I saw the event, I really wanted to go to it, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge just because, as you guys know, when I leave the house I don't very often do makeup and skincare and things like that, but I felt like it was important for me to try because I don't very often get to do my makeup, and I kind of want to. Also, the reason why I wanted to get properly ready for it was because so last week, you might know that Carson and I go to a baby sensory class every week. Last week they had a like spring photo shoot. I got some lovely photos of Carson on her own, and I got a couple done with her, and I knew that was going to be the case. I knew that I was going to have some photos done with her. So after the beauty blender, I just go in with a foundation brush and just kind of smooth everything all out. So I wasn't able to like do my hair or makeup like the way that I wanted, and I'm not happy with how the photos turned out, but I decided to go ahead and purchase a few just for the memes. So it got me thinking, okay, for this event I definitely want to be photo ready because there are going to be photos being taken. I don't know why it matters to me so much about how I look in those photos. I think it's because Carson is going to look back on them one day and, you know, it's going to be her first Easter photos. Yeah, I don't know why it's super important to me, but I just don't like the way that I look in them. So I'm not going to let that happen today. I'm going to be photo ready. Carson wakes up at about 6:30 to 7 in the morning, and then we have a feed. I nurse her kind of like in the bed while we're all waking up. So that takes like half an hour. And then I get Carson ready, and then I get myself ready. I am expressing a lot more milk, and I'm giving her basically like I'd say like 60% bottles now, but obviously it's really hard to keep up with that because she's now won 8 ounces, and that's a lot of pumping, so she's gonna want another feed, and I'll give her a bottle for her next feed, but she's gonna want to have another feed at like 9:30 when we're leaving. But I'm hoping that being in the pushchair, being outside in the fresh air and kind of like taking everything in is going to be a bit of a distraction just for like 15 minutes while I walk down there. Yeah, I'm just wiping up the foundation off of my lips because no one likes foundation lips. So for concealer, I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. This is in the colour Light Ivory. For my concealer, I like to go in with a much lighter shade than my foundation, just to really hide those under eye circles. So for concealer, if I don't use NYX, I'm either using Tarte, is it Shape Tape? I can't remember. I usually use Tarte or the Revolution concealer. They're all pretty good choices for my particular base and preferences. I'm really worried about going to this mum brunch actually because I don't know anybody there, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but don't you just feel like mums in general can be really cliquey? Like literally any group or club you want to go to, like I just feel like there are some mums that can't do anything on their own and they just take their friends everywhere with them and they never mingle with anybody else. They're in their little group. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm hoping because of the kind of event that it is, like literally the whole idea is to meet new mums, so maybe this will be a bit different because it's not like, you know, like a class as such, like a sensory class or, you know, baby development class. So maybe this will be a bit different, but this brunch that I'm going to, so I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Mum Club, but it's I think I found them off like Instagram or Facebook or something, and basically it's where mums meet up and they you know, they hire out like a whole venue and do a brunch essentially. So the Mum Club is actually like quite a big thing now. Like they do these meetups in pretty much like nearly every part of the country now. I mean, they even have a Mum Club in the town where I live, and I live in a really, really small town, like, but there was obviously a demand for it, and that's why they've started it. I think they've only done like, I think they did an event, like the first one was maybe at the end of last year in like December or something, and this is the March one I'm going to, so it's quite new to our area still. But yeah, if any of you guys are looking for something to do where you don't have to stress about childcare, because the whole idea is that you take your little ones with you, and it's not just, you know, new mums, it's for they cater for babies, toddlers, children, everything. I would really recommend going online and searching for your nearest mum club, and joining up. So I think I paid like £30 for my ticket, and that's like all your food included. You get like 2 drinks, and they hire out like different venues all around your area. Okay, so that's my face and concealer. Next I'm going to do eyebrows. I'm not going to go for like a brushed up soap brows laminated look. I think I'm just going to go for the option that takes the less time because I need to sort out the lash situation and my hair. The mum gill is really tough. I mean, like, Carson's loving life. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's loving life on her playmat watching Peppa Pig. But I just feel so guilty about leaving her while I do things like, you know, go and get ready, which is why I think I don't. I guess I feel like it's an important skill for the little ones to learn, isn't it? To be able to entertain themselves and, you know. But it's just one of those that I guess it's a bit of a barrier for me actually doing things and going out. So for my brows, I'm using, I don't know like the name of this brush, but it's a Morphe brush. So it's got like obviously the eyebrow spoolie on one end and then the angled brush on the other end. So I just give them a really quick comb through just so everything's lying flat. The annoying thing with my eyebrows is the hairs on each of my eyebrows grows in two completely different directions. So like this is probably my favorite brow, and the hair like kind of grows upwards here, which I kind of like, and then this one is just up and over little moment. And yes, I have been a victim of over plucking, so one day I'm gonna get them microbladed. So to fill in my eyebrows, I use the NYX Lift and Snatch. This is in the colour Caramel. I could probably do with a lighter shade. Obviously my eyebrows are naturally dark, but my hair is light. So yeah, I could probably do with a lighter shade. So nothing too extravagant. I'm literally, the way that I fill in my eyebrows, I go underneath first and just kind of get the shape. But where my eyebrows are sisters and not twins, to try and get them to look the most symmetrical, I do have to change the shape of them quite dramatically, which you'll see. And then I just try to go in like super light at the front, just because I don't like that kind of like block at the front. Okay, so I said I don't usually like that little block at the front. It always ends up happening anyway. I'm going to take that same foundation just so it's the same shade and I don't have like a light ring around my eyebrow. But I'm going to take that angled brush, go in to the foundation and just clean it all up. So I'm just going to clean up under here a little bit where it's a bit uneven. So that is everything all cleared up. What I do is, if this front bit is a bit too dark for my liking, I go in with my foundation brush and just kind of like pat the front, just to try and fade it out a little bit. So as you guys can see, I have no lashes, which is very rare for me. I always have my lash extensions. I just haven't had the time to go and get them done. So my best friend is actually my lash tech, and she loves Carson and loves seeing her, and she loves it when I bring Carson to my appointments. But the last appointment that I had, I felt really bad because Carson was quite unsettled, and it ended up being a much longer lash appointment. Thankfully, I was her last client of the day and it didn't matter too much that we didn't finish on time. I mean, obviously I feel bad because it's my friend's personal time that we were like cutting into, but thankfully there wasn't another client waiting afterwards. And I just feel really bad. So I'm now making the effort to make sure I've got childcare sorted for all of my lash appointments. So my mum finishes work quite quite early in the afternoons, so I've changed my lash slot to a later time so that my mum can look after Carson just for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. But that does, however, mean that where it's been a bit too long, because my friend, her lash business is absolutely booming and she's so busy. Good for her. She's so busy that it just means that I had to wait a little bit for that kind of 3 p.m. slot to open up. So I have no lashes and I don't really know what I'm going to do about it today. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know if I have any false lashes around. I don't know if I have any glue. I don't know what the plan is. Okay, so that is me filling things in to the best of my ability. And one more time, I'm just going to go in with that foundation brush and just pat the front of the brow. And this is pretty standard for me and how they usually end up looking. A lot more kind of like darker than I wanted. I wanted to kind of have them a bit more light and feathery, but we don't have time on our side today. Because I've got no lashes, I'm going to take advantage of this and I'm going to do a bit of eyeshadowing. I don't usually like to wear eyeshadow when I have lashes, just because I'm scared that if I get, you know, like all up in here, that's going to make them fall out. And obviously you have to remove the eyeshadow as well, and you have to get so close to the lashes. Okay, I've got an hour and I've still got to do hair and lashes. I think we can do it though. So for eyeshadow, you can see I've been using this as a mirror. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and this is an eye palette that I have wanted since I was about 12 years old probably. I'm now 27. So this, I don't know, if you are slightly younger than me, you may be thinking, what the bloody hell is Too Faced Chocolate Bar? But if you're kind of like around my sort of age, maybe older, you'll be like, that's a throwback. But yeah, I'm getting it out, okay? And it smells great. It smells like chocolate. So this is what we're doing for eyeshadow. I am going to, on my lid, I'm going to go in with Strawberry Bonbon, which is that pink colour. So we're putting that all over the lid to start. The brush that I'm going to be using is literally, I think this is from an Urban Decay palette. Another throwback. My makeup bag does not get updated. So, Strawberry Bonbon all over the lid. Basically, this makeup look that I'm going to do for the eyes, I've really been loving, just because I feel like it makes my eyes look so much brighter and fresher. And like, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's like that no makeup look, but it is very minimal. On top of that Strawberry Bonbon, I'm going to go for Marzipan, which is like this kind of shimmery, lighter colour. For the crease, I am going to take this Morphe brush, like this fluffy brush. So I'm gonna go in with Salted Caramel, which is like a really light brown. And what I do is, because I have hooded eyes, I really stick to this outer corner. I don't really take it into this corner at all. So it's all gonna be, for hooded eyes, what I really recommend is literally just kind of tapping it here and ever so slightly going maybe into like the middle, but no further than that. And I also like to go in like kind of straight, so I don't do like this rainbow shape. I literally, and it opens your eyes up so much. Just to finish off that crease, I'm going to go in with a slightly darker colour in the exact same spot that I've just showed you. So I'm going to do this semi-sweet darker brown colour. And I'm going to go in with, this is a really old brush, but it's literally one of my favorites. I've had this for so many years. It's like my favorite eyeshadow brush that I have. It's really, really dense. But I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush with a slightly darker color in that same place. I just kind of give it a wiggle up in that corner. So I really don't know where I'm up to with updating you guys on what I've been doing, but recently I took Carson to a tongue tie appointment, and I was gonna go there really expecting them to say that she didn't have a tongue tie, and for them to say she doesn't have a tongue tie, that is just how she feeds. But lo and behold, she did have a tongue tie. Yeah, it was quite a big tongue tie too, and I went ahead and asked them to do the division. I felt terrible because I felt like the specialist really wanted me to say no, because she said, you know, you've been feeding this way for nearly 4 months. We don't know if doing this division is going to make a difference to how she feeds, because she's so used to feeding this way now. And of course, if one of your little ones has ever had a tongue tied division, they are really quite unhappy afterwards, and I felt like the worst mum in the world going, because she was so upset for something that, you know, they don't think hurts them. But yeah, I felt awful. However, it has made a huge difference to how Carson feeds. Its feeding is still really hard. However, it has meant that I'm going to continue to breastfeed for just that little bit longer, up until she's 6 months. So when I start weaning her, like when I make things like baby porridge and baby rice, I'm going to use some of my own milk to make it. And that was what I wanted to do all along. So having the division means that we can continue that. But it has made a huge difference. Feeding takes half the time that it used to. She was literally feeding for maybe an hour in total, for both sides in total. I'm just going to take that salted caramel and go under the lash line. And I need to do a whole video on our breastfeeding journey, because it's been pretty wild. We've literally done everything in 4 months, but essentially we were using nipple shields, which I hated, but I literally had no choice. I was a slave to the nipple shields, and it's just such a faff, because you're out in public and you're lifting your top up and you're lifting your boob out, and then you have to get this nipple shield on, and then the older babies get, the more they're using their hands, and they just knock them off, and yeah, it was just a nightmare. But we're now not using them. But I think where Carson has now got this more free tongue, wow, it's painful, and I have used them a few times just to relieve the pain. Okay, we are back. I've got my little minion with me. I've got my little minion here, my little assistant, and we're gonna watch some dancing vegetables. Okay, so yeah, the breast journey has been journeying. Okay, so just to kind of finish off that eyeshadow look, I'm going to take the lightest shade in the palette, Champagne Truffle. I'm literally just going to go like right into that inner corner and slightly onto the lid as well, just to round things off. I also like to go slightly under the eye as well with it, just that little bit, just to brighten things up. Okay, so moving on to bronzer, I'm going to be using, and this is how bad my makeup bag is, guys. So I have this bronzer, and I can't even tell you what bronzer it is because the lid smashed and I've just been this has just been chilling in my bag with no lid. But I can tell you it's in the shade Sundown, if anyone recognises that. All the way up here. Into the temples and the hairline. With whatever was left on the brush, I literally just down the sides of my nose. Nothing too crazy. So for my blush, I actually use eyeshadow. I use this Morphe palette. So I'm going to take this blush brush and I kind of swirl my brush around to this kind of like 4 pinks. And one of the pinks is quite shimmery as well, which I like. And then because it is Morphe is so pigmented, I just and then we go in. And I don't really know what you call this kind of motion, but this is what I do. Okay. And then we'll go in with some highlight before sorting out the lash situation. So for the, guys, this is so embarrassing. This is my highlighting palette and I use this one. This is a Makeup Revolution palette. It's disgusting, but I haven't found anything that I've liked more ever since using it. So just on the tip of the nose, on the Cupid's bow. I used to do my chin, but I don't anymore because somebody once told me that it looks like you've eaten like a greasy bag of chips or something and it's dripped down onto your chin, so I don't do that anymore. Just a little bit down the bridge of the nose. And then just like this little bit here on the cheeks. I used to take it like all the way up, but now it's just here. And this is how everything is looking. Just need to sort out the lashes to kind of tie everything together. Okay, so for lashes, I've just done a bit of digging and I do have some glue, some tweezers and some lashes. So unfortunately I can't tell you what lashes they are because my friend who is a lash tech made me some strip lashes and this is what they look like. It's kind of hard to see. I can't remember the last time I put on lashes, so if this goes terribly I'm gonna give up and just do mascara and I'll just have to suck it up. But I can't remember the last time I saw myself with no lashes. Oh my god, it's crazy. So I've got my duo here. Never ever use anything other than duo. This is the black glue as well, so it dries black. Guys, it's all over my white outfit. Oh my god. I'm literally, I feel like the way that I'm going to this event couldn't be more mum. Like stains all over my clothes. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for that to dry, go in with more glue and then ping that corner bit down. I haven't forgotten. So I'm just gonna put on some lippy. For lipstick, I'm gonna layer up. I've got MAC Pink Plaid, which is literally, I've had this for not this exact one, but this was like my go-to when I was like 18. And it is very pink, but what we're gonna do, I'll show you. So pink plaid, it is a very pink lipstick. I don't line my lips or anything. Okay, that's your pink plaid. I go over the top with the Lime Crime Wet Cherry Gloss, and this is in the colour Sparkling Cherry, and it's this really, really nice, like, sparkly gold colour. So I'm just going to put that on top. And that's kind of making that pink go more of a nude goldy colour. And that's, if I ever go anywhere and put lipstick on, that's usually the combination I go for. Okay. And it's leaving 15 minutes. I really need to hurry up. 15 minutes we need to leave. Okay, so for hair, I wanted to just curl it, basically. So, this is what we're dealing with. Heat protection always. This is what I use. It's the Got To Be Guardian Angel heat protection spray. So I'm just gonna spray that onto the hair while I wait for the curlers to warm up with a trusty Tangle Teaser. And the thing is, although my hair is naturally quite wavy, when I curl it, it doesn't hold curls very well. So what I end up doing is curling them really quite tight, and then brush it out, and then the curls will fall out ever so slightly. Oh, Carson, you've been such a good girl. She just loves her dancing vegetables. I was actually gonna do the heatless overnight curls with the dressing gown robe thing, but once again I ran out of time and I was just way too tired last night. Carson goes down for bed she went down at 7:30 last night. I'm trying to make her bedtime a bit later to help her kind of sleep. So this is like literally how small I'm using. So yeah, me and Sam were not that far behind Carson last night. Sam was snoring away at like 8:30. I was about 9, 9:30. Yeah. Okay, so that's not curly enough. Hold on. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for throughout. I've always found it really boring to watch people curl their whole entire hair, just because I feel like when you see them do like 1 or 2 strands, it's literally the same the whole way. So I'm not gonna subject you to that. I feel like the good thing is about being a mum and learning how to time keep like a mum is it's not actually going to take me half an hour to walk down there. It's going to be more like 20, but you know, you have to have like an extra 10-15 minute buffer. So although I say I'm in a rush, I could probably get away with leaving a little bit later, but I don't really want to. When people say to me, your hair's naturally curly, why do you curl it? That is why. Okay, I am literally on my last 2 sections. We are all on track to leave on time. Carson is getting really agitated. I don't know why I'm rocking as well. I'm not holding her. All right, darling. She'll be fine once we get outside because she loves the fresh air and the push chair. She'll go straight to sleep. Gosh, I'm getting like really overstimulated as well. It's like the heat from the curlers and then Carson crying. It's all getting a bit much, but we're ready to leave. All right, darling. Who's this? Let's give that all a brush through. But this is how everything is looking. And we are ready to leave. Here's her cute little outfit. So she's got, I think it's like a little fox, but she's going to be nice and cozy in this. Aren't you, darling? And look at the cute tights. See, no need to be sad, my love. No need to be sad. This is the finished look and the outfit. Here is hair and makeup all done. This outfit is from Pink Boutique. It's like a knit cord, and the shoes are the UGG dupes from Boohoo. I felt like there was no other shoes I could wear with this outfit. But yeah, it's very nice and warm on this very cold spring day, but we are all track on time to leave, so I will leave. And I hope you enjoyed this video, something a bit different, but I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.